think it's best we get right into some questions. I don't have any opening thoughts here.
Okay. Chris, Matt Pollard, Burgundy Wave. Can you guys hear me in the back? We good? Okay. Chris, I don't like asking about officiating. To be clear, I'm not trying to get you fined, but did you get any explanation, or do you have an understanding of what happened at the end of that play before Brad Smith goes down and scores involving Andres?
No, I was looking to find just the referees after and just actually calmly talk about the situation that happened. I'd say that they left pretty quickly. Maybe there was a lot going on there. I'm not sure why they left the pitch right away, but listen, I know enough that refereeing is not easy. We have VAR, we have lots of mechanisms that help. In the end, live time, you can see, we have replays, we can see our player got elbowed. It's a head injury. It's so got a broken nose right now, and I'm not. It's just confusing, to be straight. Like, this is, how could it be public criticism of the referees? I'm just confused as the head coach why the play didn't stop. They might say, well, it doesn't automatically stop. I don't know the rule exactly. I've always thought head injuries, when it's clear that would stop the game, not even allow us to continue trying to attack there, just stop the game. But for me, even more so when I look at the play, if I just talked about the first half for a second, we had a few set pieces, and in almost each one of them was a foul against us. And I say to the fourth, look, there might be something. Doesn't look like a whole lot, but can we just keep it consistent? So I said, look, I'm not one of these coaches that are going to berate you and get in your face, and I'm not, and I wasn't. I just said, look, can we just have it be consistent? Which later on, there seemed to be, look, when Maksu's coming on these long throw-ins, they know exactly where he's going to be. They know he's coming, and it'll be interesting to see with the disciplinary committee how they look at it. I know they will, of course. They always look at these things. They do a good job with this stuff. So they'll say, hey, is he using the elbow as a tool or a weapon? And the same player fouled Calvin Harris outside the box in the first half. 1v1 outside the box, it's a clear foul, no foul. And the same player kicked the ball away. Might have been a yellow card. No yellow card. Lalas gets a yellow card. I saw the same thing happen in Salt Lake. And quite honestly, yeah, Colorado Rapids, I think we're going to have to earn more respect in the league, and I don't know. We'll have to do it with our performances. So just more confused than anything. And I know it's not easy for our referees. I know this. So I actually try to help by not making it harder for them, because I know they're doing their best. So, but we'll see I'm sure there'll be an explanation at some point.
Chris, Keith Richards, Team MBS Media. So after the fifth game, you're sitting on, I think it's 5 points. It was 2 points after 5 games last season. Is there something that seems like it's just not clicking quite yet? It seems like everything goes well until it gets to the final third, and it seems a struggle to score at the moment. Is there something that just needs to be addressed more in practice, or what do you think it is exactly?
Listen, it's difficult to score goals in this league. It's just difficult to score goals. So we work really hard at this aspect of our game in the final third. There's not a day that goes by in training that we're not, repping the fine details, the spaces they get into, and the type of passes to deliver, and the numbers to get into the box, and when to arrive. So we work hard at this. We have a group that's capable, for sure. I think on a positive note, in this manner, we got into those spaces tonight, and we hit a number of balls across the face and cutbacks. It's just, these margins are thin, so we have to just be sharper, and we'll get sharper. It's still fairly early in the year. I think, again, we're getting into certain spaces differently than even last match. And on the night, it's another night. You play 90 minutes. I think you give up 1 or 2 shots on goal. Like it's 6 shots overall. We played fairly good tonight. Just need to be better.
Braden Nurse with the Denver Post. Have you any word on Andreas? Have you been able to see him or talk to him? And then that play aside, or that injury aside, just how frustrating is it for you as a coach to watch your team get so close to scoring basically the entire way, and then for that to happen against the run of play?
Look, I know it's coming. I've been around the game. You do the right things, keep doing them for the right reasons. You have a team that sticks together, that fights, has a way of playing, is strong against the ball. We caused numerous turnovers tonight, and created some really good advantages. That we're gonna get better at finishing those off. So frustration. I'm mature enough. I don't feel this emotion about it. Yeah, I want it to come, and I believe it's going to come. So I know as an entire group and club and our fans, like, yeah, we want it. We want it bad, but we know it's coming. And in terms of Andreas, yeah, he's likely, I'm told from the doctors, it's likely a broken nose. And he said, yeah, I got elbowed in my face. So, and he said it was deliberate. This is what my conversation with him.
At the end of the first half, you could see the interaction back and forth with the referee, and there's the nibble with Rafa. There's just some different things. You could see that Maxi was looking for that contact on it. Do you think the way that the players interacted with the referee early on set the tone? And do you think that there's anything that you guys can do more to focus more so on the things that you can control outside of refereeing decisions?
Listen, our players focus on the game. Like our players, we are not a team that focuses on referees. Our guys, this is professional football. It's in every professional sports, in every professional league. They're human beings. Our guys, I don't think anyone would say 2024 Colorado Rapids. We have a bunch of guys that get caught up with referees. We lose focus. Our guys, we can see.
Question last year.
Well, listen, I can tell you this. Teams will come in our building. They'll slow the game down. Like the referee, are we really going to try to speed things up? We try. And the referee, he does his best to try to control this. You can see he's urging it on. And I saw a team that stayed with it all night, right? We stuck with it. So, no, I didn't. Our guys are not. They are a group that's pretty tuned into the game. They stick with it. They get on with it. Like. There is a point though that's natural. There would be no team that any league, any commissioner, any referee that would expect players not to, stick up for guys and just, and this is normal. It's part of our sport. As a coach, I say, guys, never ever deliberately do this. Just always respect the referees. Our club prides ourselves in this. So if I see that cross the line, I would come in strong. But I didn't see that tonight. That was out of line.
Chris, another game where Lamine Diak is an unused substitution. I thought Cole and Ollie were great tonight. I thought they were great last week in Seattle. But, at some point, how do you evaluating him as a player given the financial implications and the timeline behind that?
Look, we go into each game. We have our reserves. We look at the game closely at live time, and we make decisions based on the demands and needs of the game. So. We think Lamine had another good week. He keeps moving closer to it, and our plans were to, if we're up a goal, we would have used him tonight. But to your point, our other sixes at the moment are playing, delivering really strong performances. So we're happy with them, and as we're happy with Lamine.
Coach Kamani, with his debut tonight, what have you just seen from him in terms of his gradual progression through preseason with Rapids to his performances so far to lead him to this appearance tonight?
Yeah, Kamani had a really strong preseason with us, and we know that he's a dynamic winger and is a threat in many ways. they go for it. And in terms of connections down the right side, and some exchanges there with Georgie, and yeah, we like his profile. He's quick. He's intelligent. He knows how to use his weapon, and again, when we're looking for a goal, we know that he's a threat.
Yeah, Coach, just obviously you've done a lot so far to kind of build the character of this group. Obviously not the way that anybody would have wanted this to go tonight, but just how can you use this to further build this group's confidence and this group's character?
I'm not sure if we use this as in terms of building the character of the team. It's hard when the team. I think we would sticking together and pulling in the same direction. With the ball, we have ideas. Against the ball, we think we're strong. And when you think about some of the results now, like some of these, the frustration word can come, and it can be demoralizing at times. So I think we get back to work. We look at things that we did really well. We look at ways to improve. We definitely don't make excuses. We won't blame referees. Like I am asked the question, and I'll tell you what I feel about the play, and just some confusion. And I said it, and I'll say it again. It's not easy with the refs. And in the end, they might say, well, there's a rule in place so we won't make excuses, nor am I tonight. So with the players, it's going to be, how can we improve? How can I improve, Chris? With the coaching staff, how can the players, we help them improve? Because that's the reality. We're not going to go into games looking for help from the opposition, help from the referees. We have to make it happen. The last part of that, like when you think of now a couple of home games, the way the other one ended with the strange handball, just a weird, like it's that play, and then this one, it's hard, like they're human beings. So we're just gonna look at this in a very logical, real way. How can we get better? To the earlier question, let's score some goals. It'll take some pressure off. So we'll keep working.
Chris, on that note, what do you make of Georgie's performance tonight, and how do you coach him specifically as an individual to take his next steps?
Yeah, look, with Georgie, we keep trying to give him a role that he can play between lines and finish our attacks. And we put more an emphasis on players around him to keep looking for him, to find him. We did in moments tonight, and he helped create some of the big moments, actually. Again, we need to be sharper overall, and it starts to feel a little bit better. But, look, he's had good training days. We think on all cylinders we're going to get going in our offense all together, and he'll be in the middle of those things. So we've tried him in different spaces. We've tried him on the left a bit, and we do like when he's in the middle of things. So we'll keep at that, because he's such an intelligent player. He's a guy on our team that can make guys around him better. So, yeah, it's interesting with Houston. They don't give a lot of space. They play in the two banks of four and the 4-4-2. They tight between lines. They do a good job of plugging up spaces. So we can find areas tonight in the wide areas for sure, but in between those lines in that red zone, we say, wasn't it? We had to really fight for that. So yeah, he gets a couple of looks, and he came alive on a few moments where. We'll keep working with him to put him in spots to get us goals and assists.
been better too.
Yeah. Worse. You guys like getting me after these kinds of games.
We're easy nice.
Sorry?
We're nice guys.
You're nice, huh?
And ladies.
We'll be constructive.
We're here with midfielder Jordan Mileage. We'll start off with general thoughts and we'll open the floor to questions.
I don't know where to begin. Yeah, I'm not going to say anything about the referees. I'm not trying to get fined. But I think it shows a lot of personality to finish a game like we did. We're at home, and we don't want anything less than a win, and we're pushing for that no matter what. And maybe on another day we get a winner in the 96th minute instead of conceding a goal. But I think this type of personality is going to take us a long way.
Georgie, it seems like the press was better in creating more turnovers and then that leading to opportunities. What's working in terms of the system that Chris is still implementing that's a work in progress? What needs to be better?
Yeah, every game it's on a upward trajectory, I think. Yeah, today was pretty evident, especially in the first half, the way we press, and Chris harps a lot about how important that is to score goals from that. You know, we win the ball in these great areas. I think the next step is, creating chances out of these mistakes from the other team. Yeah, but every week it's improving a lot.
Hi, Georgie. Keith Richards, Team MBS Media. Just to follow up on that a bit, you said the next step is to create those chances. It seems like it's just been really close all season. I asked Coach Armas the same thing. Is there something that needs to be done in training, or you think it's just more time to gel with there being so many new pieces on the team?
Yeah, and in my position, that's frustrating, right? Because you're brought in to create the goals, to score the goals, and when that's not happening, it seems like, what am I doing? Am I doing something wrong? But then you go over, the video and training and in the last games, and you actually think and you see that it's much better than you think originally. I think it's coming with time. This is the most difficult part of the game. That's why the best players get the most money, because they're scoring the goals. That's the most difficult part, and this is just the final step to get us over that hump. And I think when that happens, we're going to be among the elite in the West.
Braden Nurse with the Denver Post. You touched on it a little bit already, but just what does Coach tell you, and what do you tell the rest of the team? What do you kind of talk about in terms of nights like this, kind of building the character of this team?
It's when it seems like the goal scoring is the last piece. I mean, this is the part in my game where it's the most fun. And I tried telling the team, I told them this week, and especially for myself too, is when we get in the final third, it's about expressing your creativity and having fun in these moments. Because I don't like defending, but I will defend. That's not why I'm here. But I'll do it no matter what, because it helps the team. But when we get into those final third moments, we have to show our creativity, express ourselves, and just enjoy that moment.
Georgie, Kamani with his MLS debut tonight. What have you seen from him in terms of growth from the start of preseason to now? You two connecting on multiple chances tonight during the game. What have you just seen from him as a young player?
It's nice to see young players like him grow in such a short period of time. From the first time I met him to now, he's grown a lot. And I'm not sure how young he is, what his age is, but yeah, he doesn't play like he's really a young player. He plays with experience, and it's good to see. And from my experience, the more minutes you get, the better you're going to become no matter what. And I know that when he gets more minutes, he's just going to keep growing.
Georgie, lots of set-piece opportunities last week, and then this week you've had two big free kicks, one that leads to a goal, one that goes into the wall. What are you seeing on some of those? What's Chris Sharpie doing to help you try and make those dangerous?
Are we including the penalty?
I wasn't going to bring it up if you'd like to talk about the penalty. Supporters would find that informative.
Yeah. I'll start with the penalty. This is my first penalty I missed in my career, and in a moment like that, it wasn't nice to swallow. but it happens to the best of the players, missing penalties in moments like that. But when it happens, you just forget about it and move on to the next play. Like you said, there was a free kick chance, and I didn't think about the penalty miss. My confidence was still where it needs to be. And whenever I get over a ball, I feel like I'm going to score no matter what. Sometimes that does, sometimes I don't. I work on free kicks a lot. Like the best player in the world, Messi, when he takes a free kick, it's like taking a penalty. It's that easy for him because he practices so much. And last week it resulted in a goal. Today not, but hopefully next one does.
And then what do you guys think you need to do more of to get Hoffa involved, both in possession to help him scoring goals as well from the run of play?
Yeah, it's not fun being the number 10 and when your forward's not scoring, because then I feel like I'm not doing my job. Like, my job is to provide for him. And I think that responsibility is on me a bit. And it's just about patience. We're still trying to find our ways together. And yeah, you can say that this is, maybe our 8th, 9th game together, including preseason. But it hasn't come yet, but I know it will. It's just a matter of time.